Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Brandon Wingerter, and you're watching B-Dubs Answering the Call. I'm a locksmith. I work as a locksmith, I'm an entrepreneur, and I started my own business as a locksmith. The reason why I'm making this video, and I'm going to continue making more videos, is so I can assist those who are either interested in becoming a locksmith, wanting to know what it's like to be a locksmith, those who want to know tips and tricks on how to get out of a situation if they find themselves stuck or locked out of their house, their car, or their business. I'm also creating this for those who just want to know what it's like to be a locksmith as a hobby. And yes, you would be considered, in my eyes, a locksmith if you're looking to just do this as a hobby. If you're picking locks or you're doing something that's locksmith related, you could be considered a locksmith. Now, you may not be licensed, but that doesn't mean you're not a locksmith, because in my eyes, a locksmith is someone who's working on locks or doing something that's related to locksmith work. You then become a locksmith. Just like you don't have to be a licensed mechanic in order to be a mechanic. You can work on your own car. So the purpose of my video, I've explained to you why I'm creating these videos, and I sure hope that you like them, because they're for you. And I hope that you get a lot of value out of what I have to offer. If you do find yourself liking this video and wanting to see more, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe below, because I want to be able to help as many people as possible. So a little bit of my background. I'm 34 years old. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I started as a locksmith back in 2016. I started my own business in 2017. I got started because I was looking for a job. I seen an ad on Craigslist, and I responded to that ad and received a call from one of the company's managers. He wanted to interview me. I spent some time with him, and they decided to hire me on. And I thought I was going to be getting some training, and the training wasn't very good. In fact, the first time I responded to a call, I unlocked a car, which wasn't a big deal. To me, I did that. I used to work armed security, so I had known how to open up a car door, because we had a couple air wedges and a long reach tool to be able to assist people where I was working that had locked themselves out. So I knew how to do that. But where it got tricky is when I got sent out to my first call to unlock somebody out of their house. Man, that was crazy. So I pull up to this house, and I go to unlock. I get some picks out that I was given. You know, I was only given like a few picks and a tension wrench to use, and I start trying to pick in, and I'm being real rough with the lock cylinder, which, if you know anything about picking, you don't want to be really rough, because you're just not going to ever pick the lock if you're trying really hard, too hard, physically too hard. And so, long story short, over time I figured out how to be a locksmith myself, working for that company. So it wasn't long before I decided, you know what, I've learned most of what I need to learn on my own. Why not actually go out and start taking calls for myself? And I did. I also let the owners of the company know that I was going to do this, start my own company, and they kind of gave me a frown, but they said, yeah, as long as you're not stealing business from us, go ahead, that's fine. So I went ahead and started my own business, and it wasn't until I got my first call to them that they had actually received a call for my business, and my supervisor at the time called me up and said, "Hey Brandon, just letting you know, we got a call for your company," and I'm not quite ready to say what the name of my company is yet, but I'll get there. And he goes, "Yeah, we can't have you taking calls anymore for us. If you know you got a business pulled up on Google." I said, "Okay, what does that mean?" He goes, "Well, you're fired. You can't work for us." So at that moment, I knew that I had two options: go get another job or continue working as a locksmith. Truth be told, I love working as a locksmith. If I had plenty of money that I could do whatever I want, whenever I want, I can tell you right now, I would still take calls every now and then at least, just because of the satisfaction of what it is like when you go to a call and you help somebody that's in need. I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else for a living. Now, if you're somebody who's interested in actually being a locksmith or learning about it, I think you're at the right place, because I'm going to share with you not only tips and tricks, but I'm actually going to also share with you a side of locksmithing that most people don't ever share with anybody. I don't think it's anything that anybody's thought about yet. And that side of locksmithing is customer service. Most locksmiths, they're boring. They don't have any sort of personality when it comes to actually helping people. They lack empathy. And prior to being a locksmith, I actually had worked in many customer service related fields, working over the phone. So I have that advantage as a locksmith to be able to share with you tips and tricks on how to relate to your customer, how to actually show empathy, because even though you may not think it's important, when you're locked out of a house or a car, or you don't have a car key to be able to get to work, now just think about it for a second. If you think about that, what it feels like if you were in that person's shoes, then you would realize that it's stressful. And usually these types of occurrences happen when somebody already has so much going on in their mental state of mind that they forget basic things, or to do basic things. So they're already stressed out. Now they lock themselves out of their house or their car, or they lost their car key, or they need a locksmith to come out because they're needing to change their locks because of a dangerous person. All of these reasons can lead somebody to feel very stressed. And as a locksmith, it's also not just our job to just get them in, it's also our job to, in a way, show some empathy as a human being from one human being to another. So I'm going to share that aspect with you, and I'm also going to share with you another aspect that I don't see anywhere else at the moment, which is showing myself as a locksmith responding to calls. So to actually responding to calls, you'll get to see me not only take the call over the phone, but you'll see me go to the customer's house. You'll see me traveling, and I might even share some insights as I'm heading to their house. And when I get there, introduce myself as a locksmith, and then give them a breakdown as far as cost goes. Let them know that I'm here to help them, and that I'm sorry that they had found themselves in a position. But usually I like to also make my customer smile or laugh, because they're stressed. It's not always the case that you can get them to smile or laugh, but if you can, I feel like it's a big win for the experience and for gaining their trust that you're there and that you're going to get the job done and take care of them. So to me, that's really important in my business, being able to create that type of atmosphere. So you'll get to see me also actually on the job picking the lock, opening car doors, and then the experience itself of what it's like for the customer. I'm also going to share some tips and tricks with you on how to keep you from being stuck yourself in having to call a locksmith, by preparing ahead of time so that you may have the proper tools and experience that you need to get yourself out of a bind, which is really important. So another thing that I want to go into with you is an additional reason why I created this video. There's actually two of them. So the first one is, I have a mentor, and I recently went to a private mastermind training with him that he put on, and he shared with me and two other members of the mastermind training an idea on how we can actually provide value to people. And this is it right here for me. And I found that for myself, being a locksmith is great. Being able to help people is amazing. But being able to also help even more people for myself by creating a YouTube channel so that others that may have the similar interest as me would be able to also have an opportunity based off of my videos to do something unique and different, and also be able to kind of have an insurance policy for themselves so that they know what to do in a difficult situation. So that mastermind training really helped me to open my eyes to a niche channel that I can create for other people. The second reason why I created this channel that I'm going to be publishing videos on is because I had a gentleman only about a week and a half, 2 weeks prior to me actually attending this mastermind training with an incredible mentor, which I'm certain I will go into details about who this person is and what they've done and how they've helped me in my life, because you guys can certainly gain from that as well. My experience with this gentleman. But my second reason that I'm creating this is because I actually had a guy reach out to and call me on the phone. I'm thinking, oh, it's a call, so I answer the call. Good afternoon, locksmith. And he responds, yeah, hey, this is going to be kind of odd and awkward, maybe for you, but I was curious to know. I'm looking around. I'm trying to learn about what it's like to be a locksmith, and I want to gain some knowledge and experience. I mean, even just if it's like where I can get some tools to get some practice, or be able to see what it is that you do. And my first thought, just like many other locksmiths' first thoughts or a company's thought, would be, dude, why would I want to teach you something so you can go off and learn it yourself and then steal business from me? But that's really not the right mentality to have. And having that mentality is, my mentor actually uses this acronym, shared it with me, and this is where I learned it from. It's a poor mentality, meaning that if you take the word poor and break it up into an acronym, it spells P, or the letters spell out POOR, P for passing, O for over, the second O for opportunities, and then the R for repeatedly, passing over opportunities repeatedly. And so I had that thought in my head that rather than look at this as a competition, maybe there's something here and that I can help this guy out. And who knows, maybe he's interested in taking calls. So I asked him, hey, are you interested in actually taking calls, or are you just, this is something you're looking to do for a hobby? And he tells me, no, I mean, yeah, if I could, I mean, it'd be cool to take some calls too. And I said, well, let me do this. Let me just get your information. I'll take your information down. We'll see if we can set up a time, and we can have a conversation. So long story short, we actually set up a meeting. This guy happens to be an Army veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran. So we had the military experience in common, and that kind of helped the relationship. But this guy that I met, I actually really like his demeanor. He reminds me of having my sort of go get him attitude when it came to becoming a locksmith initially myself. So all that to be said, that gentleman actually helped me to recognize the niche and need for somebody who can share with the masses what it's like to be a locksmith, what tools you might need, what experience is very helpful to becoming successful as a locksmith. So that's another reason why I'm creating this YouTube channel, is to be able to help others like that guy who have no other place to go, or I mean, maybe they've watched some videos on YouTube, but they don't know really where to go next if they have an interest in pursuing this further, or even just somebody who can kind of walk them step by step on the process of learning how to pick or gain entry into property that might be theirs or a friend's or a neighbor's. So that will be also part of one of the videos I make as well. Kind of give you a little bit of a foreshadow into what it is that I may create another video on at some point in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you get some real value out of this channel and the videos that I'm going to shoot and make for you. And if you do decide something that you might want to continue watching, or you liked this introduction to what my channel is going to be about, make sure you give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, so this way I can help out more people just like you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.